The Hopeless Fan Podcast. It is a new year. It is January 6th. Nothing has ever happened on this day.
Except that last year I was trying to forget that UD had just lost to Fordham the day before.
I was trying to sober up on the fact that it had been 30 years since the last Bengals playoff win last year. Now it's been 31. It's like, who cares about that anniversary? As long as we don't get to 40.
The fabled 31-year anniversary.
Yeah, that was Schoolhouse Rock, Conjunction Junction.
49 years.
The coveted 49-year anniversary. Lot to talk about. Didn't hear from us last week. Zack, hot seat.
I thought I posted that episode. I guess not.
Well,
it's one of those episodes that, I mean, if you take out Boardwalk, it's a great plug and play episode. We could put that up.
It is, yeah. It's a good NFL. It's an NFL trivia one.
Yeah.
When we want to have a bye week.
Right.
Yeah. So we'll get into Boardwalk right away. We'll get into NFL news. We'll go over the NFL awards and who we think should win. The odds as of right now. Zack, out of the three big ones, comeback, Coach of the Year, MVP. Where do you want to start? Because all three of them are kind of interesting to talk about.
I want to go with comeback.
Comeback Player of the Year.
Yeah, really. There's only two real names that to be considered here.
Well, I think Dak's a lock now.
Yeah,
that Burrow's not playing.
Right. Yeah, it's there's serious conversations. Burrow deserves that for the last two games that he's played alone. Even more so this most recent one against a Chiefs team that has looked nigh unbeatable these past couple weeks. But it's if you look at the Dak situation, the gruesome Joe Burrow, his leg. I'm sure it was very 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 painful to tear both of them ACL MCL. I don't know. Yeah, both ACL MCL. But Dak, just the look of it, and the fact that last year was supposed to be a big season for Dallas, for him to come back and have the season that he had, even and when it looked rocky to start. I mean, they did look good against the defending Super Bowl champs, but if you want to have a good season, you want to start it off with a great win. And it's America's team. It's Dallas. So I don't think anybody's going to – people may be upset, but I don't think anybody's going to be shocked when it goes to Dak. And
this is what Scotty and I have discussed a lot because we both bet Dak. I'm pretty sure it's at even money to win Comeback Player of the Year. And he hasn't looked really great. I mean, Washington, he was brutal the first time, and then the second time Washington around, they just killed him. But he's had some clunkers in there. He's had, I'm looking now, he went through a stretch where 4 straight games where he had a 43 QBR or less. That Chiefs game, he was awful, and then Thanksgiving was just a big letdown. But now you go into a situation where they're playing the Eagles. Dak gets to play, Joe Burrow doesn't. And what's interesting is the Cowboy effect, because Burrow right now is 12-1 to win MVP, and Dak's 100-1. So why wouldn't Burrow be the favorite to be Comeback Player of the Year? I think it's like what you talked about. So we saw Dak's ankle look the other way.
Yeah, it's the Gordon Hayward.
And on top of that, he goes into preseason, Hard Knocks. He's got a shoulder thing. They're not letting him throw.
Right.
On top of that, his brother commits suicide. So, and it's Dallas. He's the starting quarterback at Dallas, and they're going to win the division. So here we go. So that's where I think we're at on Comeback Player of the Year. I think especially since Burrow's not playing this week, thank God, Dak's a lock. Right now, minus 134 for Dak. A couple weeks ago, he was like minus 1,000. Burrow's already up to plus 105, but I think Prescott has that basically locked up. Nick Bosa, a distant 3-1.
Yeah.
Or a distant third at 50-1. All right, so now Coach of the Year. And that's really one that's up for a lot of debate. Zack, thoughts right away, gun to your head. You have to pick one right now.
Gosh, I guess you'd have to shoot me because that's really hard. I don't know why. There's a weird thing with Belichick where every year it's like, because he's been a perennial, there's like, well, he doesn't need this award.
Right.
Even though he does, what he's done this year with a game managing rookie, I mean, the defense has been great. They spend a lot of money on that defense, but they still have no receivers. They've got about 8,000 running backs. So I think that, honestly, I think that might be my pick if it weren't for the other pick. I guess I would have to take would be Zack Taylor. Although you could put me out there calling the plays with the kind of talent that I've seen from Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and Tyler Boyd and all of them. I don't know if that's more those weapons finally coming together and meshing, or if Zack Taylor finally figured out how to call plays. I don't, because you didn't see this kind of stuff from him before. So
I think Chase makes all the difference in it.
Yeah,
he's the out of who you mentioned. Chase is the deep threat. It's really opened up that offense because last year Burrow didn't hit a single pass over 30 air yards.
Yeah, T. Higgins really just a better Tyler Boyd, honestly.
Yeah.
So. What do you think, Coach of the Year?
Well, that's the thing about this is that Zack Taylor's the favorite right now, and I think if the season ended right now, he probably would win it because what's the narrative coming off it? The Bengals just beat the Super Bowl favorites, the Chiefs, the two-time defending AFC champions, to win the division, and Zack Taylor led the Bengals to a division title against three teams that made the playoffs last year, and they were picked to win the third fewest games in the NFL. I don't buy the LaFleur hype at all.
No,
just with
absolutely
you have an MVP
not.
quarterback, and you've been to back-to-back. You've been a game away from the Super Bowl 2 straight years.
Right.
So you're expected to be this good.
Yeah, it's nothing new that he's done, and it's also like, I mean, they'd like to say, well, he's only had 3 losses. What, each of his 3 years as head coach?
13-3, 3 straight years, and now
who knows what'll. But that speaks more to the greatness of Aaron Rodgers than it does to. I think that out of all the coaches except for Belichick and probably Vrabel, you could make the argument that it's more the players than.
But now I'm saying if you want to bet based on the narrative, this week the Bengals are resting a ton of starters. A lot of them have COVID, so that decision was taken out of their hands. But I doubt they would have played anyway. And they're 6-point underdogs, so they're favored to lose. Meanwhile, the Titans are 10-point favorites, favored to win and clinch the 1 seed. It'll be a big celebration for the Titans. So I think Vrabel at 350. Plus you have the Packers because LaFleur's in front of Vrabel. They might lose to the Lions. It won't impact them at all if Rodgers and company only come out and play a half, a quarter, 2 drives or whatever. They might lose. So I think if you want to bet on the narrative, I like Vrabel to win at plus 350, wrapping up the 1 seed with the way. I mean, that's coaching. With the defense was brutal coming into the year, and it's gotten better in all the injuries they've had. And losing Derrick Henry, they've had to win ugly. They lost to the Texans in the middle of the year. I mean, you just look right now at AFC Championship odds, they're third. So they're the 1 seed right now. They're still the third. They're third to the Chiefs and a team in the Bills who haven't clinched their division yet. And then the Patriots are plus 700. So there's another thing with the Bengals not getting a lot of respect. 9-1 to win the AFC.
Even though they just beat the favorite to win the Super Bowl.
Right. It's obviously it's 9-1 for a reason. They'd have to go on the road and do it, which is Arrowhead's a different beast. And they'd be 9-point underdogs there. But, so that's Coach of the Year. How about MVP? Because this is another one that's baffling to me.
Yeah, it really is. I think MVP...
We're a little biased.
We are, but I really do think it should go to Rodgers. It should.
Why?
Go to Rodgers because... he's doing more with less, in my opinion. He has Devontae Adams, and he's got some good running backs. But that defense is still... I mean, they had a couple bright spots this season.
Yeah.
But that defense is still, what the fuck? Lost Robert Tonyan, his go-to tight end. Now he's got Grandpa Mercedes, and I don't know who else, another white guy.
Valdez-Scantling's a pretty good, too.
Yeah, I would put him... I would say he's probably just, like, a slightly less talented Boyd. But he's good for a deep shot. That's true. Which Rodgers throws those beautifully. But I think that Tom Brady had no business the other day being down to the Jets that much with the defense that they have. This defense has really underperformed this year. And again, that's not Tom Brady's fault. But I don't know. I feel like he had Godwin and Evans and AB for a good portion of the year.
Didn't AB? Not AB. AB missed 10 games.
He missed 10 games?
Yeah. He was injured for 7 and was suspended for 3.
He was injured for 7 games?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, he was there.
He got hurt in that Eagles game.
He caught touchdowns. And then to have Godwin and Evans and Gronk and Brate.
My whole problem about it was that Brady was like minus 190 to win it. And then that Saints game happened where you lose.
The Evans, Halloween one or the second one?
The second one.
Okay.
You lose the second Saints game happened where you lose Godwin for the year, you lose Leonard Fournette for the year, and Evans gets hurt, and
you lose Johnny Bernard's already out for the year too.
And
huge loss,
very big. And that they didn't have Antonio Brown, so you're out Evans, you're out Brown, you're out Godwin, you're out Fournette.
Yeah, and for him to maintain being the league leader in passing yards is pretty impressive.
But I'm just saying, just that one performance, he went from minus 170 to now 6-1.
Yeah.
And it was just one bad game. It was 1/17th of your season where, like, Rodgers, it's like when Ohio State lost to Virginia Tech, rallied to win the national championship.
Yeah.
It's like Rodgers had that clunker week 1. And now he's, where he's at now. But, I mean, since then...
He didn't look good in that Vikings game. The one that the first Vikings game that they lost,
right? But you could say, like, they played well against the Browns, but they took their foot off the gas and they were 15 yards away from the Browns kicking a field goal to potentially win that game.
But the fact that how good he looked in the first half kind of covers that up,
right?
Who's their third loss?
Green Bay's, Chiefs. He didn't play,
right? Yeah, and they could have won that game,
right? The Chiefs. That was when the Chiefs were bad.
It's true.
But I think you give Brady some credit. They obviously lose Antonio Brown down 14 to the Jets last week. He comes back, throws for 410, goes 90 yards with no timeouts and a minute something left.
And Mike Evans hobbled.
Yeah.
How many catches did Mike Evans have on that drive?
On the drive?
He had the touchdown, didn't he?
No.
Who scored the touchdown?
There's some weird names.
Brate? Oh, yeah. Brate had the touchdown.
No. Cyril Grayson had the game-winning touchdown.
Really?
I have no idea who that is. He's throwing to Brashad Perriman, your boy.
That's true.
Le'Veon Bell.
That's right.
Keyshawn Vaughn, Tyler Johnson, Cyril Grayson, and whatever's left of Gronk.
Yeah.
Let's just look at the last drive of that game, and it should tell you all you need to know. Tyler Johnson catch, Grayson catch, incomplete, Grayson, incomplete, Johnson, Grayson. So no Mike Evans at all because he got hurt in the middle of it. He only had 3 catches for the whole game.
I thought he was already hurt coming into the game.
Yeah, he was. He was limited all week. Yeah, so
they're cool letting him get rest.
Yeah, that's another story.
Yeah,
but it's just weird that Brady fell when Brady dominates basically every stat when it comes to passing. He's about to eclipse 5,000 for the year. He leads the NFL in touchdown passes.
Yeah, and it's weird they wouldn't want to give it. This seems like a good year to give him his last one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I still think there's a little bit...
I think he'll come back next year.
No, I was talking about the votes. Because we had the one guy from Chicago come out and say he's not going to vote for Rodgers.
But then they saw how he got eviscerated. Nobody really stood up for him.
Exactly.
And so they're like...
Well, you don't think someone out of that other 49 voters don't feel the same way?
No, I think they feel the same way.
Yeah.
I just think now it's like nobody stood up for this guy. The guy was basically forced to apologize, which I think you can easily stand your ground for that statement.
Yeah.
You'd be like, well, that's an agree to disagree kind of thing. I don't think you needed to grovel.
Yeah, he got shredded.
Yeah.
It was funny because his Twitter was like he wrote an article about the Bears, like Roquan Smith had the most tackles by a Bear ever, and it was just like there was like 278 comments on it, and there was like 1 retweet. It's like Roquan Smith retweeted.
I think that the voters, it'll be weird because I think that if they might, some of them might be thinking, okay, well, I'm going to vote for Brady and I don't have to talk about it. That's fine. And then there are the others that are like, well, if I don't vote for Rodgers, then I think some people will think that I'm doing that, and then I could end up getting shredded even though I didn't say anything. So.
Yeah. I think if that guy would have kept his mouth shut, I think Brady might have won and
Maybe.
been like, "Oh, this was the COVID thing." But I don't know. We'll see.
And then we talked about MVP yet?
That was MVP.
That was MVP. Oh yeah. We did coach and we did. What about OROY and DPOY?
Yeah, defensive player of the year. I think it's going to be T.J. Watt, and I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Yeah, he got 21 and a half, and he missed how many games?
Yeah, there was a big thing. It was like, will T.J. Watt break the record next week?
He got to play the Bengals twice though. So did he miss one game?
He missed one game and didn't have a sack the second time he played him
against the most sacked quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah,
that's weird.
I know. That was the game where he didn't sack Burrow, but he got he roughhoused him on the Burrow pick. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Just like bastard.
Yeah. Who's in second
for sacks?
No.
Most sacked quarterback?
No. Who's in second in odds to win it
for defensive player of the year?
Mm-hmm.
Let me check.
Micah Parsons. Well, he would be.
It is Micah Parsons,
even though they're going to give him rookie.
TJ Watt right now is minus 2,000.
Okay, yeah, he's
that performance and
the Browns fans are losing their mind.
Yeah, Myles Garrett is not even top 4.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett
because he had a hot start to the season, but
Myles Garrett is 50-1, tied for 6th.
Yeah,
Micah Parsons 9-1, Aaron Donald 12-1.
Diggs higher than
Diggs is 5th.
Yeah,
he has the same odds as Myles Garrett. Tied for 5th.
Okay,
50-1.
Yeah,
it's funny because Pro Football Focus hates Diggs because of all the yards he gives up. It's really his interceptions are masking that he's having one of the worst seasons for a corner ever.
Right,
it's just funny.
Yeah, so I think he'll run away with that one. And then
offensive
rookie of the year. That one was a hot button issue until Chase shredded Kansas City, and I think that kind of cemented it away from Mac Jones.
Mac Jones was minus 1,000 right around when the Broncos held Chase to 1 catch for 5 yards, and now Chase minus 250. It swung a lot. So maybe I'm hoping it's another narrative thing where Mac Jones wins his 10th or whatever. They win their 11th game this week.
They could lock up their division.
Well, the Bills would have to lose to the Jets.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that would help.
The Jets almost beat
that would help a lot.
Tampa Bay.
That would help a lot. But yeah, now Mac Jones plus 200, and I did bet Mac Jones, so that sucks.
Did Tennessee play New England this year?
Tennessee got killed by New England in Gillette. It's 36-13 or something like that. It was the same week the Bengals played the Steelers the second time. All right, that is offensive rookie of the year. All right, Baker Mayfield, more drama with him.
Yeah, did you see Mary Kay Cabot?
Mary Kay Cabot, a staple in Cleveland media. Her tweet/story was Browns, Baker Mayfield must resolve his differences with Kevin Stefanski soon in case they need to co-exit next season. Also, some names that will be on the radar if they don't. Ooh, I didn't know there's some names that might be on the radar if they don't.
Ooh, Rudy Gobert has entered health and safety protocols again.
No one circles the wagons like Rudy Gobert's immune system. Baker Mayfield said, "Clickbait, you and many other Cleveland local media continue to be drama, stirring reporters with no sources or facts. Don't put words in my mouth so you can put food on your table. I'm not your puppet." And coming in to defend Baker, a former Browns quarterback, who is it?
I already saw.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Brandon Weeden.
Brandon Weeden from underneath the American flag he got trapped under. It's same stuff, different year with her. She can't help herself. 3 dots. I don't know if that was a 3 dot. But, yeah, if you're the Browns, what do you do? Are you franchise tagging Baker for $18 million next year, running it back with he and Stefanski?
Oh, God.
I can't wrap my mind around it because every time Baker plays the Bengals, he's Dan Marino.
If I'm Cleveland, you definitely don't give him a contract after last year or this year.
Well, yeah, no chance.
So you either let him walk or you tag him. And with the quarterback class the way that it is, and your free agents options being, you're definitely not going to get Rodgers.
I want Kirk
if he
Cousins
leaves.
in Cleveland bad.
Yeah, I mean, you're trading a what's the saying? You're trading. I don't know what it is.
That
You're
and
trading
a bag of beans will get you a bag of beans.
Right. Yeah. It's a potato for a tomato. I think Teddy Bridgewater is your other free agent.
Yeah.
Cam Newton. So I think they would go with the tag is the right call.
Yeah.
I don't know what their cap situation is. They got rid of OBJ. That I'm sure that helps a little bit. You're gonna let Clowney walk. That's gonna free up a little bit of room.
We had a great conversation about the cap.
Yeah.
Before Sunday's slate, it was basically there needs to be a Twitter account.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like salary cap for 5-year-olds,
right?
And then we could figure it out because there's no reason the Rams should be able to field a team. Same with the Saints, maybe.
Right?
I don't know. Did you see the?
Well, they let Henderson walk, and that freed up all the cap space they needed.
The owner Kroenke for the Rams, his kids got him a coffee mug. It said "Fuck them draft picks." So that was cool. Free agent quarterbacks next year. If Andy Dalton's a Brown,
I don't think he would.
I'm gonna be bricked.
I don't think he would.
I know. Big Ben, Ryan Fitz, Dalton, Foles, Cam Newton, Tyrod, Jameis. Jameis be fun.
I think they'll re-sign him.
Baker? They'll tag.
No. The Saints. I think.
Oh, yeah,
I think they'll re-sign him because they saw what their options were. They saw what Taysom Hill had to offer this year, and I don't think they liked what they saw.
Hear me out.
And they liked what. Jameis looked okay. Beat the ever-loving fuck out of the Packers.
Week 1 next year. First Monday night game out of a doubleheader. Week 1.
Mm-hmm.
Browns, Ravens in Baltimore. Joe Flacco starting quarterback for the Browns.
Oh my God!
Sign me up. I'd be glued.
Talk about bricked up. Call me a Freemason.
No,
I am Brick City.
So big. Here, I got a question before we get to Boardwalk. If you were a Bengals fan, who would you? So obviously this playoff drought 31 years ago today.
Right.
It's tough.
Yep.
If you're a Bengals fan,
I didn't even know Houston. This say the Oilers. I was like the Texans weren't a team.
Right. If you were a Bengals fan, you want this curse to end. Who would you want to play in the first round?
Who would you? Oh, okay.
Who would you want? I've been fighting for my life on the ESPN playoff machine.
Yeah, let me look.
I can't get to Ravens Bengals. I don't think there's an avenue for it.
They'd have to go to like what the divisional round or AFC Championship to meet.
Can you imagine?
A lot of shit would have to happen.
Oh my God, the most shit.
I think Jesus Christ would come back first.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Yeah, you don't want to play Pittsburgh because
they're not going to make it.
I know, but you don't want. I'm just going through the teams that are from bottom to top, least likely to most likely. I'm not even going to include the Ravens.
Oh, I want to play Pittsburgh.
Yeah, well,
they're dog shit.
Right, but you beat them. The ever-loving fuck out of them twice. Do you really want to test it again?
Yeah,
a third time.
I think they're that dog shit.
Okay,
I think Ben's that dog shit.
Let's see. I don't want to play the Chargers.
Baker
I don't want to play the Colts.
There's a lot of teams I don't want to play on there.
Yeah. You don't want to play the Patriots.
God no.
Maybe Buffalo. Maybe Tennessee. Tennessee is not very good.
Tennessee's the 1 seed.
All right, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, it's first round. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they don't get the 1 seed.
Well, the Bengals can't play them because they already clinched their division.
That's true. Vegas probably.
Yeah, that's the one.
Vegas sucks.
See, I can't.
But I like them this week against the Chargers, which we'll get into.
Literally, in 2013, I was celebrating because I wanted to play the Chargers in the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
And obviously the Chargers win. But
buddy, I know that the Chargers will beat you. If AFC North versus Chargers in the playoffs, not so great.
Yeah. Yeah. But
this ain't living.
I can't I don't want to play the Colts because I think the Colts are better than the team that won that division.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor, my guy,
no way.
me in the playoffs.
No way.
And then obviously I don't want to play the Chargers and have Herbert come into Cincinnati for the second time in a month and beat us. And then obviously I'd want to see the Raiders the most. The most likely scenario by math guys is 40% chance it's the Patriots.
Yeah.
Which Bill Belichick, who slowed down the K-gun offense of the Bills in the Super Bowl and slowed down the greatest show on turf, he would have Jamar Chase in
purgatory.
Yeah, he would be.
He'd be in hell.
Alcatraz.
Yeah.
Jamar Chase would under Jamar Chase receiving yards to the moon because Bill Belichick's the biggest defensive mastermind.
The ghost of Stephon Gilmore would come out and butt fuck.
Well, now it's J.C. Jackson,
right.
An absolute stud on the outside.
I think that honestly, if I'm the Bengals, I would rather play. I can't play Buffalo. You have to play a wild card team. So the team would be Vegas, and then the second round, you hope you get Buffalo.
I'd hope I'd get Tennessee.
Really? Yeah.
Over Kansas City.
Yeah. I don't know. If regardless of seeding and the possibilities of where things end up, just out of the playoff teams, I'd rather play Vegas first, Tennessee second, and they're the number 1 seed.
Yeah,
like right now.
Yeah.
Buffalo third. Then maybe I guess Indianapolis. The last team I want to play is the Patriots. That's all I'm going to say. In the playoffs, that's the last team I want to play.
Oh yeah.
I would take the Chiefs before I would take the Patriots.
It seems like exactly like the Jets in 2009. They came into Cincinnati. Mark Sanchez was a rookie. Mac Jones is a rookie. And I just feel like the Belichick will force Burrow, like he does all these young quarterbacks. He's killed Herbert twice. He would make Burrow look bad. He would lock up Jamar Chase. I think it would just be an absolute nightmare. And it's the most likely scenario to happen. So I really need Vegas.
And Mixon's going to be coming back cold.
Literally, maybe. Basically a cold, right?
Like, yeah. I guess there is something to do in Cincinnati.
Yeah, dude, seriously.
Over to the NFC. Let's flip that.
All right.
If you are in this scenario, the Bengals would be Tampa Bay. I pick a team. I'll pick the Cardinals, and you pick a team. Who do you not want to play?
I don't want a Cardinals fan,
right? And you pick a team. I'm going to pick the Cardinals. You pick one.
I'll pick the Cowboys.
Okay. I don't want to play the Eagles. Get the Eagles. If I'm the Cardinals, if I'm any of these teams really, but if I'm maybe the Cowboys, I'd be okay with playing the Eagles.
Yeah.
But if I'm any team, the Cardinals are coming to get them out of the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
I don't want to play them.
Okay.
They're playing hot right now.
Well, they run the fucking ball, and it's annoying. Playing the Chiefs confirmed annoying.
Right. But honestly, if I'm any other teams, I don't really want to play Arizona either. I don't want to. San Francisco kind of scares me too because George Kittle could just have 230 yards and 4 touchdowns.
Is that San Francisco's 35-1 to win the Super Bowl is like they have 10-1 talent, but because of the quarterback, they're 35-1.
Right,
which scares the living shit out of me.
Right.
And I have a bet for them to win the NFC.
Right. If you're Green Bay, you don't want to see San Francisco. You're not going to see them in the first round.
I think. Well, that's the thing is if San Francisco's actually favored to not make the playoffs.
Really?
Because they're a dog to the Rams this week.
Oh, that's right.
And the Saints are favored.
Well, the Rams going to start?
Yeah, they got to win the division.
That's right.
Yeah, they're tied or they're one game up on the Cardinals right now.
And if they have the same record, the Cardinals have the tiebreaker.
Yeah, because
if they lose and the Cardinals win, they're both 12-5.
Right.
The Cardinals have the tiebreaker.
Have the tiebreaker because the Rams haven't clinched yet.
Okay.
If they didn't have the tiebreaker, they'd already be clinched.
I guess that makes sense.
The Cardinals can jump. If I'm Dallas, I mean, it's hard not to say like, well, the Cardinals obviously they just can't.
The Eagles can rest their players if they want.
That's what they might.
Okay.
They're already clinched, but San Fran. It's weird because San Fran's the 6th, Philly's the 7th. San Fran beat Philly, but San Fran hasn't clinched yet. It's
because there's already 2 teams from their division clinched.
I have no idea. But
again, this is why we need this Twitter account.
Oh, it's because
for playoffs and for.
Well, I know why because like head-to-head tiebreakers doesn't matter if like there's 3 teams involved because the Saints have that tiebreaker over Philly or Philly has a tiebreaker over the Saints.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's a conference record and dumb shit. But yeah, as of right now, the favorite is for the Saints to make it and not the 49ers.
Yeah. Well, what's the scenario for the Ravens to get in? Obviously, they have to win. Colts have to lose.
Zach, I'm on the ESPN playoff machine.
I know the Colts have to lose. Do they need? Does it matter if it's Vegas or the Chargers? Because they have, for whatever reason, they have the tie. Well, they would need. I don't know who needs to lose. Because for whatever reason,
Zach, I got it right here.
Okay,
I got you. So you need the Chiefs to beat the Broncos.
That's
You need, I'm pretty sure.
Why do you need the Chiefs to beat the Broncos?
Game doesn't matter. Okay, the Browns-Bengals game doesn't matter to you.
Right.
The biggest one is Jags needs to beat the Colts.
Right. Which the Colts have not won in Jacksonville since 20...
They did lose last year opening day.
No, they haven't won. Somebody said something crazy. It's like they haven't won in Jacksonville since like 2017 or something like that.
Okay. Okay.
Calais Campbell was calling his old teammates like, hey, help us out.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny. So you need a win over the Steelers. You
Obviously.
need a Jags win over the Colts.
Right, and then who do we need to win for Chargers and Raiders?
You don't need anything in the Bills game. You need New England to beat Miami.
Which they struggle to do.
And you need the Raiders to beat the Chargers.
I do like the Raiders this weekend.
Yeah. So you need...
The toughest one is the Colts-Jags.
Oh, yeah.
That's the toughest one.
15-point dogs.
15.5.
And a team tanking.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Well, what?
Oh, I think the Jags did already clinch the number one pick.
They locked it up because of the Detroit tie.
Gotcha. So, yeah, that's what you need to happen. And then if that were to happen, you would face the Chiefs.
Fine with me. I already beat them once.
That's true. Or you could be the Titans if the Titans were to lose the Texans. Yeah, whatever. You'd face the 2 seed. I think Baltimore and Pittsburgh are both, they can't get the 7.
Right.
All right. You want to move into Boardwalk?
Let's do it.
All right. Zach, a great week on Boardwalk last week. Put up a 6-2 spot.
Love it. I needed to get back into this fight after Scotty passed me up.
Yeah, so now Zach back in second place. You are 3 games behind me.
Ooh.
At 63, 71, and 2.
What was your record?
3 and 5.
What was Scotty's?
3 and 5.
Okay. Needed him to do worse.
Yeah. Yeah, you gained 3 games on Scotty, so that was...
Well, he went 6-2 last week, didn't he?
Yeah, he might have.
Yeah.
So a good week from Zach.
This is it, man.
Well, we do playoffs too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, so you got time. Trying to look exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are 3 games back. Scotty's 4.5 back.
Coming for you.
There's no love lost in the ball pit. And this Sunday, with playoffs somewhat on the line, Baltimore's laying 6 against the Steelers. Mm-hmm. Zach already bet 4.
I know. I thought it was going to go the other way, but again, the Baltimore is slow playing it here.
Yeah, this might be another one of those.
You're gonna get good value here. Plus, as Lamar's not gonna play, he's not gonna play.
So you're saying take Pittsburgh?
Yeah, take Pittsburgh plus.
You have
plus
a plus
6.
4 and the money line.
Right.
Wow.
Sprinkle.
Not really. If it's the same amount.
What?
You have 11 on the spread, 10 on the money line.
Right, because it's 11 to win 10 on the spread, and then you have 10 on the money line. Because if you win the spread and don't win the money line, then they cancel out.
Yeah.
So yeah, plus 6 here. Raven season is over. I think that Pittsburgh's not a win and they're in, right? They need a little bit of help too.
They need both of you need the Jags to beat the Colts.
Okay. So, in any case,
Steelers game is funny. Is that they need a win over the Ravens, the Jags to beat the Colts, and the Chargers Raiders to not end in a tie.
Oh, that's right. Because if they
that's
end in a
the
tie,
funny thing.
They
It's
both
like
get
the
in.
Jags beat the Colts, the Raiders and Chargers can tie and both make the playoffs.
Like, yeah, they could go to each other and be like, "Look, I mean, I know they would never do this, but they could just be like, look, we want to make the playoffs.
I think it'd be hilarious.
Let's just tie, just not score.
Live under.
Yeah,
It'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
All right, so you're on Pittsburgh plus 6, as is Scotty.
Yeah.
Tell you what, though, I like how this Ravens defense plays at home. Saw it last week, last drive. Stafford was clutch. I'll give it to him.
So you like the under?
He's been dog shit. I like the Steelers team total under 18.5.
Okay.
I think this is like Steelers just had an emotional win. Big Ben's last hurrah, what have you.
Game was stupid.
And Big Ben was terrible. Baker had a better QBR than Ben. Team total under 18.5. I like the Ravens defense at home. Mm-hmm. I think this is like the Steelers zigzag every week. How many times have we bet the Steelers? They're in playoff contention. They're getting too many points. Kansas City, the biggest one, where they just got murdered, and the Steelers were getting 10.5.
Jesus Christ!
I like
Don't
team
remind
total
me.
under 18.5. All right, yeah. Packers laying 3.5 in Detroit.
What's Scotty got? Get it out of the way.
Scotty's got the over.
Okay.
I have over as my bonus.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I have Detroit plus 3.5 as my pick.
Oh God.
Just because I don't think there's no way Rodgers plays the whole game.
Right.
I wish you could kind of bet second half. Nah.
Ooh. I'm going to take Detroit Lions team total under 20.5.
Lions team total under 20.5.
That's what I meant. What did I say?
No, I was just confirming.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Lions team total under 20.5. And my reasoning there is that I'm not going to take a spread from Green Bay because of the uncertainty about Rodgers playing, but I don't think they're going to rest their defense. And I think that Detroit, man, Campbell, he's going to come out there and try to get his players to play hard. But
I heard a good joke where it's like Dan Campbell seems like the type where like there'd be a group of people talking, and he just comes by and he's like, 8-4 against the spread, motherfucker. Like, bragging about it.
Yeah, I do like the under 20.5.
If the Packers were to somehow play the majority of their starters, imagine having a Green Bay minus 3.5 ticket.
Right.
All right, next game. Titans can win, and they're the number 1 seed. They are in Houston, laying doubles, laying 10. Zach.
God, this one's tough because I have this game in a later pick that's not officially part of Boardwalk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like.
Smells like Zach's Log of the Week of the Century.
No. It's not. It's not that. So the over under is scary. Houston game totals. Ever since it happened in that Jags game, things got wild. I think though, I will take their over team total 15.5.
Houston.
Yeah, Davis Mills is the future, and I don't think that they struggle to get to 17 points.
Scotty and I are in agreement. Houston plus 10. I bet 10.5 on Wednesday at 2:41 p.m. Love it.
Yes, especially love that 10.5.
I love getting big numbers against the Titans.
Hook skis.
They're not. Mm-hmm. I mean, in the rain last week, Tua was just awful, and they blew him out. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I like fading this Tennessee team without Derrick Henry. All right, the Bills hosting the Jets, a win, Zach, and it's T-shirt and hat day.
Yeah.
But they're laying 16.5 against the Jets. 41.5 is the total.
This one's easy for me. It's going to be Jets plus 16.5.
I am also on the Jets plus 16.5, and my crossfire was Scotty, who was on the Bills.
Of course he is. That's a loser pick.
Scotty called my pick a loser. The Jets pick a loser pick. We had a conversation about it.
Loser pick.
Here's our conversation about it.
I will say this. Right now, Pittsburgh is moved to plus 5.
Getting a point of value.
Lamar is not going to play.
Yeah. He was always not going to play. It seems like this happens every week. And then he gets announced out, this game will go to plus 3.
Yeah.
Scotty. I told him the Jets. Scotty said the Bills got that. I sent him a YouTube clip of It's Hip to Be Square by Huey Lewis. He said, imagine rooting for a team that stinks. Sounds gross. Weird way to live, my bro. I said, imagine taking big favorites with they're going to kill them mindset. Man, now I know how sports books are built. That's some rectangle-ass shit. He said, ha 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 ha. Week 18 is the week to be square. Have fun losing money by overthinking. I said, I don't need to overthink to lose money. I do it just fine on my normal thing. Zach is so annoying. I was like, yeah. I'm just kidding. Am I? I'm on the Jets. All right. Carolina at Tampa. Tampa minus 8. Scotty and I, in agreement, both laying 8 with Tampa.
Yeah. That's the only play here. This is a consensus. Tampa minus. Carolina looks fucking awful. They look terrible.
Brutal how we all missed our consensus under in the Broncos-Chargers game because of a kick return touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't care that much because we all lost on it, but that sucked. I could have been 500. All right, Sunday Night Football. The Raiders. Our 3-point dogs, totals 49.5.
I've been talking about this game this entire podcast. I love Vegas as a plus 3 home dog here. Them to make the playoffs. I think that Derek Carr, as much as we like to shit on him, I think that he is more built for this than Herbert is in this scenario. Herbert hasn't found his clutch gene yet. And I think Derek Carr is just grizzled enough to put his team over the top when it counts. And they're going to win this one in the fight against racism.
We have a crossfire.
Okay.
With me.
That's fine. What did Scotty pick?
Under
49.5?
Under 49.5. Yeah.
I was thinking over, and then I looked at it. I was like, "This game's gonna end 20-13."
Yeah,
and Justin Herbert's gonna throw like 50 passes and only complete like 23 of them.
I just think the Chargers a better team, and Vegas doesn't have that great of a home field. Chargers never do.
I don't know,
but there's nothing I'd love more than Vegas. Vegas to win.
Yeah, if we get the Vegas team that just played the Colts, I think they'll win.
The Madden tribute win.
Yeah.
Bonus time. I already said mine.
Yeah.
Packers Lions 44.
Yeah.
40. 44.5.
Yeah, and I think you remember what mine is. We kind of talked about before. Is Atlanta home dog plus 3.5.
And that's my lock.
Okay, and my lock is what you guys picked earlier. Is Houston plus 10. That's why I saved it and went with the team total.
Yeah, you said it wasn't Boardwalk, so I thought it was yeah, part of the games.
Right.
All right, here's Scotty. Bonus 49ers Rams under 44.5.
Okay.
Fast turf there. And then his lock, which we've already bet. Well, we bet at 10. It is now minus 11. The Chiefs.
Okay.
He hates the Broncos. I'm kind of talking myself into the Broncos, but I just can't. I want to be square this one time.
I'm not going to bother with that game.
I want to root for Mahomes.
I'm not going to bother with that game.
All right, Zack. Tease and thank you real quick. Washington football team to pick 'em. Washington football team almost made my card. Minus 7. I just can't get behind the Giants offense.
Yeah.
Mike Glennon's been awful. He's on the IR now.
You take the under for that game.
Now it's Jake
What's
Fromm.
the over-under?
Yeah, but it's like
32.
38, 37.5. But yeah, and Washington now.
That game's going to end like 10-3, and we're going to be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know. I always wanted to be like, I see these low totals, and I'm like, there's just no way. I mean, it's so low, and then it ends 10-6, and I'm like, that's a Shelby underplay.
Yeah, like 12-6.
Yeah, Tampa Bay to minus 2, and New England to pick them against Miami. All right, lock of the week of the century to end the show. 8-8 on the year.
Yeah, and it's a crossfire with Scotty's what was it, his locker, his bonus? San Francisco and LA Rams over 44.
Ooh. Should I count it as a crossfire?
I don't care.
Okay. I might.
Okay.
Just because I added all of our crossfires for the last 4 weeks, and it was only you and me, and then me and Scotty. So you guys had nothing.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, I like the fast turf here. No, I think that San Francisco is desperate, and LA, I think they don't have trouble scoring, especially against a good defensive front.
San Francisco's in a tough spot because they got to win to get in, or get a Falcons win over the Saints. And if
that could happen.
If the Cowboys would have just held home turf last week, the Rams would have clinched the NFC West and rested starters this week.
Yeah.
Not the case. Therefore, San Francisco now has to win and get in.
Yeah, or what does this look like if the Ravens had nutted up and actually scored instead of kicked a field goal in that last drive?
It could be the same because the Cardinals and Rams would still have the same record.
San Francisco, I don't think they're as desperate, though, are they? Or does it matter?
Well, the Rams wouldn't be resting starters.
That's true.
Yeah, they'd still have to win and in.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right. Is that our show?
That's our show.
All right. Good luck.
Alright, here we go. There's a little place where the sun sleeps late and pulls himself a shot of tequila. It's a little place called Pleasure Island. That's where I'd like to feel ya. It's easy to find just beyond the last wave, where the dolphins and whales are up mating. Sail all day and all night and then take a hard ride. That's where I'll be awaiting. Pleasure Island, island of pleasure. No need to stop and think. Pleasure Island, a beautiful treasure. Come on down and have a drink.